So I just got home from watching Alien Romulus. This movie is so damn good. Now, I will say Dune Part 2 is still my #1 film of this year, but this really is like making me debate about that because it's just so damn good. Now, I will say with Dune Part 2, even though it is my #1, it's a hard rewatch because, you know, it's one of those films where you watch it once, kind of like Titanic, you watch it once and, you know, revisit again, but it's an amazing film. But with Alien Romulus, it's kind of different. You know, I would argue it might be, if someone told me this was their #1 film of this year, I would believe them because honestly, I would agree. And honestly, I think what makes this film stand out, it's very rewatchable. And, you know, it's just, if you're an OG fan of the original first 4 Aliens films, you're going to love this film. If you're a fan of Prometheus or Covenant, you're going to love this film. If you're just a fan of the Alien franchise, you're going to love this film. If you're a fan of just horror film, cinema movies, you're going to love this film. If you're just a fan of cinema, you're going to love this film. It's one of those films where across the board, you don't even have to watch, you know, any of the, you know, other Alien films, even though I think it is important for context for some of the things they go into in this film that you probably would want to know before going into this to make a lot more sense. But even if you haven't seen the films, you're still going to love it. Because if you've seen the other films, then you immediately know right away, like when certain things happen in this film. But if you have not seen the film, they explain it to you very easily, very well. So, you know, overall, like a new fan to old OG fan, you're going to love this film. You know, in the Alien films, there's like tons of moments where it's quoted, like, you know, the lines like "get away from her," you know, B word. I don't want to say the actual word, but, you know, there's words throughout the original 4 that are quoted throughout, you know, the history of Hollywood and cinema and movie fans. Well, they kind of do the same thing here. There's a lot of moments like that from the originals, and, you know, it's just, it's action. The first 2 acts are great. They're amazing, fantastic. Definitely worthy of the past Alien films, but it's the 3rd act. And I know a lot of people have been talking about it, but it's the 3rd act is what brings this film home, and they do an amazing job. And they go to certain lengths that I didn't even know they would go to, and I love this film. And just like Kayleigh, David Johnson does an amazing job. He plays the AI, if you will, the robot of this film, like the other past films. But what they do with him, because it could easily be reused as the same thing like they've done in the past with the AI robots and the Alien franchise, but they do something different and unique. And honestly, I love it. And honestly, it opens the door for some other things potentially in the future, but I'll leave it there. But like, David Johnson, kudos to you, man. You definitely deserve an Oscar for this film. Isabella Merce is how I think you pronounce her name, but if I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. But Isabella does an amazing job in this film, another co-lead, and, you know, her chemistry between Kayleigh and her, you know, this like best friend relationship that they have. I mean, it's not really explored much in the film, but they give enough time for it to be, you know, known that they have that bond there, maybe a little bit more. But you know, I love what they do with her. She's very important to this film. That's all I will say, not to spoil it, but she just, honestly, another Oscar worthy performance. I think she does an amazing job in this film. Like, her acting was masterful, like, just amazing. Like, there's no other way to put it. She does a great fucking job. And by the way, the music in this film, oh my god, bro. And the music's always been good across all the Alien films, but the music here, it fits so well into the film and what happens in the film. The sound production in this film is just every moment in this film. And if you please watch this in IMAX or 4DX, but in IMAX, please do, because oh my god, I think it works 10 times better in IMAX, but and 4DX. But yeah, I love this film. If I had to give it a rating, I'll give it a 9.5 out of 10. I love this. Is definitely going to be the top 5 of this year for sure. kudos to everyone that made this film. You did a great job, and I'm looking forward to the future of the Aliens franchise. And oh yeah, if you're wondering if this film is 10 times scarier, it has that jump scare in there. Oh, there's tons of jump scares. And it's not really a jump scare, but it's the most badass moment in the film. And it's with Kaylee and David, and they're crouched down, and she's holding a weapon. And that's all I will say, because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but it's so fucking badass. Like, if they do stuff like that, like in that scene in the future of the Alien franchise, bro, it's so damn good. It's definitely action packed for sure.